This is EMS TV and you are watching EMS English News, and here are today's top stories. India will add 3 indigenous Navy ships Dunagri, Sanchodhak and Agra to its naval fleet on June 21st in Kolkata. The ceremony will take place at Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port. All 3 vessels were designed and built in India. Dunagri is a modern warship equipped with BrahMos missiles and advanced weapons. Sanchodhak will carry out marine survey and collect ocean data. Agra is designed to detect and counter enemy submarine. More than 75% of the equipment and technology used in these ships is indigenous. The new vessels are expected to strengthen India's maritime security and boost domestic shipbuilding capabilities. A protest over the NEET paper leak and exam system issues is being held at Jantar Mantar in New Delhi today. The demonstration is led by Abhijit Dibke and member of the Cockroach Janata Party. Dibke has demanded the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. He also asked the government to provide ₹1 crore compensation to the families of NEET students who died by suicide. In a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Dibke said stress, uncertainty and problems in the examination system are affecting students' mental health. He claimed that student suicides have continued despite re-examinations. Delhi police has allowed the protest at Jantar Mantar. Organizers say similar demonstrations have already been held in several cities across India. The protest aimed to draw attention to exam reforms, student welfare and accountability in the education system. West Bengal police arrested Sharika Bibi, the wife of TMC leader Jahangir Khan, on Saturday morning. She was detained from the Julpia area in South 24 Parganas district. Police also arrested 26 other people. Authorities say Sharika helped organize an attack on Falta police station on June 17 to free her husband from custody. Supporters allegedly threw stones at the police station. Jahangir Khan was arrested near the Nepal border on June 8. He faces charges of illegal extortion and threatening women with gang rape. Videos later showed him publicly apologizing during a police parade. A clash broke out between TMC and BJP workers at Kolkata airport on Friday night, creating chaos and tension. TMC supporters had gathered to welcome Abhishek Banerjee after his return from Delhi. According to TMC workers, some BJP supporters allegedly misbehaved with them, leading to a heated argument and physical scuffle. During the incident, a woman reportedly fainted. TMC member also claimed that some people carried eggs and even weapons inside the airport, raising question about security arrangements. The political tension increased further after TMC said that 3 of its bank accounts holding about ₹440 crore had been frozen. The party criticized the move and demanded an explanation. Both parties blame each other for the airport violence. Authorities are reviewing the incident and security agencies are examining the allegations. The clash has triggered a fresh political controversy in West Bengal. The National Testing Agency conducted a nationwide mock drill on Saturday ahead of the NEET UG 2026 re-exam. The exercise tested security arrangements at exam centers across India. More than 22.79 lakhs students are expected to appear for the exam on June 21st. Over 5,000 exam centers have been set up in 551 Indian cities and 14 foreign cities. Around 2 lakhs staff members, 674 city coordinators and 6,669 observers will manage the examination. The test will be held from 2 pm to 5:15 pm. Eligible PWD candidates will receive extra time to complete their papers. Iran has warned that United States will be responsible if the new peace agreement fails. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said Washington must ensure that fighting ends on all fronts, including Lebanon. He made the statement during a phone call with Ishaq Dar. Iran said any violation of the agreement would be blamed on the US. Meanwhile, Hezbollah leader Naim Qasim said the group will never accept Israeli control of occupied land. Speaking in Beirut, he said Hezbollah remains committed to what it calls the liberation of occupied territories. He added that the group works within Lebanon's constitution and rejects foreign influence. Qasim also warned that if Israel uses weapons against Hezbollah, the group will respond with force. The comments came just hours after reports of a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah, raising question about how long the truce will last. A new report says the Iran conflict removed about 1.15 billion barrels of oil from global markets over the past 4 months. Analytic firm Kepler reported that oil supplies from the Middle East were severely disrupted during the fighting. As a result, countries used large amount of emergency reserve. Around 190 million barrels were released from stockpiles. The International Energy Agency's strategic reserves are now at their lowest level since 1990. The United States emergency oil reserves has fallen to a 43-year low. Experts say the impact on global energy market could continue for months. A fire broke out at a beach resort in Bahia Haiba tourist area in the Dominican Republic. One Italian tourist died in the incident. The fire started at the Viva Beach Hotel. Emergency team quickly arrived at the scene. Around 1,700 tourists and staff members were safely evacuated from the resort. 3 people were taken to a hospital for treatment, while 6 others received medical care at the site. Firefighters worked for several hours before bringing the fire under control. Authorities are investigating the cause of the fire. The safety of guests and workers remain the top priority. The incident has raised concern about the fire safety at tourist resorts. Gold and silver prices declined this week in India. According to the India Bullion and Jeweller Association, the price of 24-carat gold fell by Rs 2,830 per 10 grams. Gold is now trading at around 1.45 lakhs per 10 grams. Silver also saw a sharp decline. Its price dropped by Rs 10,609 per kilogram, falling from Rs 2.43 lakhs to 2.32 lakhs per kilogram. Market experts say precious metal prices can change due to global economic trends, currency movement and investors' demand. Buyers may closely watch future price movement before making purchases. India will face Afghanistan in the third and final ODI today at the Chepauk Stadium in Chennai. The match will begin at 1:30 p.m. India has already won the first 2 matches and secured the series 2-0. The team will now aim for a clean sweep. Players are expected to continue their strong form and finish the series with another victory. Weather could play a role as there is a 55% chance of rain in Chennai. Fans hope for a full match and another impressive performance from Team India. The Indian Meteorological Department says the southwest monsoon may reach Chhattisgarh by June 23rd. Weather systems have become active over Maharashtra, Telangana, Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar and Chhattisgarh. The monsoon has already covered 19 states but has remained stalled over Telangana since June 8th. Meteorologists expect it to move further north in the coming days. Meanwhile, lightning strike killed 5 people in Bihar and 8 people in Jharkhand during the last 24 hours. Rajasthan has issued storm and rain alerts in 12 districts. Despite pre-monsoon showers, temperatures remain above 40 degrees Celsius in several northern states. That's all for today's bulletin. We'll be back with more updates next time. Until then, this is Tamanna Rizvi signing off. Have a good day.